Hi, welcome to Classics with Kelsey and Sarah, and today's book is The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. And it's a very small book. We did this after Connecticut Yankee Curious Court because it felt really long. But so we wanted something short, and we liked doing some nonfiction as well. So this one, it's told basically through I would say almost an interview with Brother Lawrence, and also some letters from him to some various people. And because some people really admired his relationship with God, they just felt like he just was continually in God's presence. And so this is basically conversations and letters with people who wanted to know more about his relationship with God.
Yeah, so he was a monk who worked in the kitchens of a monastery, and so while he did live in a monastery, he also did hand labor with his work, and so he talked about how he was able to keep his mind on God even while doing his manual labor and something as mundane as working in the kitchens, so he was pretty inspiring.
Yeah. Yes. And I really liked and he had some really good advice. Even, I mean, it's not a very big book, but it's very packed. It's one of those that you might probably take a few days to read, even though you could probably read it in an hour or two, because there is just a lot of really good information. I read it actually at LibriVox, had a really good recording.
Oh yeah.
So which is you can listen to them for free. And I think I listened to it twice through because there's just so much to get. You won't get it through all the first time.
Right. Like I think I read each conversation in each letter. I think I read it twice. Like I read, so I just made sure to really let it sink in. And so this book was done in 1691. So it's one of the older classics that we have read so far. I believe Brother Lawrence was from France, if I remember right.
Yes.
And so it's been a spiritual classic that's been around for ever since that time, and so obviously a lot of people have gleaned from it, and I think that it's really well worth a read.
I definitely agree.
I wrote down some quotes that were just really memorable, and so I just thought maybe I could share a few.
Because it's hard to kind of summarize everything that's in here, even though it's short, and so the quotes really will give you a good feel for what gets contained.
Yes, exactly. Okay, all right. That the end we ought to propose to ourselves is to become, in this life, the most perfect worshippers of God we can possibly be, as we hope to be through all eternity. And then... sometimes I consider myself there as a stone before a carver, whereof he is to make a statue. Presenting myself thus before God, I desire him to form his perfect image in my soul and make me entirely like himself.
Really love that one.
Yeah. And then we must make our heart a spiritual temple wherein to adore him incessantly.
Yeah. I think especially that last quote kind of like sums up what Brother Lawrence is trying to convey throughout this in the book.
Right. Just using our whole entire lives as a way to worship God and just hold him continually before us.
So we highly recommend The Practice of the Presence of God. And I do believe it's the oldest book that we've read so far.
Besides Confessions.
Confessions is older. By quite a bit, actually. So that next week we're going to be talking about Patty Fairfield.
Yes.
So join us then. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.